What's up, everybody, and welcome back to GRIPN N RIPN FISHN, the GNRF YouTube channel. And I am out here with Dave from Orange 22 Fishing, and super excited. Last night Dave hit 1,000 subs on YouTube.
Shout out my bros, this right here deserves a toast, yeah.
And for anybody on YouTube, you know that that is a huge milestone. Super excited for him, super proud of him, and I'm just happy to be out here. We got another surprise. We are out here with Kambotrout Fishing. He's got one of the biggest dedicated snakehead fishing channels on YouTube, and he's also the captain of the Legion of Anglers fishing team. And not only that, but today we're out here with a whole bunch of addiction baits. I got up with the owner, Daryl. He set us up with an entire lineup of addiction baits, and so not only do we have the knowledge that these guys bring to the table, but we've got the addiction baits that are solely made for catching snakeheads. We're over in scenic Cambridge, Maryland, which is the home for snakeheads and the home for addiction baits. So not only do we have their knowledge, we've got the addiction baits, we've got the location. So I'm thinking we're gonna get on some fish today, and if we do, I've been talking about it, I am gonna do a catch and clean and cook. I'm gonna do a catch and cook, and I've talked about it in 3 or 4 different videos. I haven't been able to do it yet, and just super happy to be out here with these guys. And just talking to Dave, this spot that we're at right now may or may not have been in one of One Rod, One Reel fishing videos, and that guy, he caught a monster out here. I don't want to give the location away because we might be coming back here, but we've already seen a ton of action on the surface of the water. We've got geese flying in. This is a beautiful area, and we're excited to be out here. Like I said, these guys are just full of knowledge, and I'm hoping maybe I just have to follow them around today and throw where they throw and cast where they cast, and yeah, maybe I'll catch a fish. But that's it. No more talking. Let's get out here and catch some fish.
I got me a snake.
All right, so we've launched. We've gotten out in the water with Cambo and Orange 22 Fishing, and we've been out here for a few minutes. I've got the addiction baits tied on every one of my rods, full lineup. I've got one top water, which is one of his frogs. It's got a little spinner on the back. I'll show it to you guys, and it's pretty cool. It creates the typical V in the water like all the other frogs, but it's also got this spinner on the back. So what it does is it creates this bubble effect right down the middle of the V. It's super cool. And then if that doesn't work and we don't get on any fish top water, then I'm gonna start throwing the subsurface stuff. I think I've got maybe 6 of them. So we've got some things that mimic a chatterbait. It's his version of a chatterbait. We've got one really cool one that he calls the SPLATTERBAIT, which is actually, here, let me show it to you guys. The SPLATTERBAIT is a spinnerbait and a chatterbait all in one. Super cool, and I think we're gonna catch some fish with that one today. I'm seeing things just jump out of the water all over the place. So I'm thinking that the chatterbait is probably gonna be the meal ticket here today. And if we can hook into one, I made a fatal mistake. I forgot my net. And with these snakeheads, they're super hard to handle because they thrash around like crazy, guys. And I'm going to be in trouble if I hook into a monster today. Today will be the day. Cambo said it himself. Today will be the day that I hook into a dragon. And I think that's just considered like a 30+ inch snakehead. Today will be the day I hook into one because I don't have the net, and I'm going to have to try to handle that thing. I think I just came across some fish. I might have spooked them, guys. Came a little too close, but what little current we've got over here is pushing me, so. I thought I had one, guys. I don't know what I just hooked into. Definitely had a snake. The tail is gone off the fluke. Alright. We might be onto something out here. We're not in a whole lot of water, but it ate the tail right off of my fluke. Alright, so we moved a really good ways up this body of water. and we're gonna see if we can find them in a different spot, because where we were at, Cambo got 2 of them on the opposite side of which Dave and I were fishing, and he was using a really small spinnerbait. But I'm doing the addiction baits only challenge today, so I am only going to use the addiction baits. I'm going to stay true to it, and I have a feeling they're going to come through. All right, so I didn't have any luck on the splatterbait yet, so what I've got now is an inline spinner. It's got a weighted hook with one of the topwater toads, and then this big old spoon, a silver spoon, and we're gonna see. I don't think this thing is a topwater bait. I think it's actually a subsurface. Yeah, definitely subsurface, but it doesn't stay too far below the surface, so this might be good. If we want it to go lower, we're just gonna have to toss it out and let it sink before we start reeling. But I think everything I've thrown so far has had a goldish spinner to it. So this one's got a silver, and maybe it's just that subtle change, that little bit of a difference that's gonna get these fish fired up. Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, so what we've got here, it looks like another inline spinner, a smaller weighted hook with a little bit of a corkscrew here so that we can kind of do a shaky head style. I'm gonna screw on my all-time favorite lure that always catches fish, the trench hog. This time we got a purple one. I'll get you guys the color. I'll put the color on the screen. I'm not really sure what it is. I think it's sprayed lettuce. I'm not absolutely positive about that, but like I said, I'll put it up on the screen for you guys. These trench hogs have a crazy look in the water. Just make sure you separate all the appendages and then toss that out. So this is what we're working with, an inline spinner. We got some flash. This is kind of a dark color, and it's dark out here. And then we've got that purple so that it stands out in the water. It's what I caught something on right before we quit the other day. I was like, I think there's something to the legs on the back of that thing.
Drives them crazy.
Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, smelling like that bourbon, and I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect.
Oh my God! It just jumped out of the water for it. Big snake. That scared me. It was at the front of the boat. Oh yeah. That inline spinner with the trench hog on the back. Whew. Alright guys, so we weren't able to make it happen with Cambo. I know I'm leaving you off with a topwater blow up over there, and there's just nothing we could do. The fish just weren't biting. So I don't want to just leave this video hanging, leave you guys out there with no fish catches. So I am at a special place with Dave from Orange 22 Fishing. We got back together and we're going to try to get on some snakeheads today and finish this video out right. Just got off work, coming up here, just got a little bit of time, like an hour and a half to make this happen. So we're gonna try to get out there, and we're gonna make this happen quick, guys. Here he comes, guys. There's Dave. He's coming in hot. This place has a ton of water rushing through. So I gotta launch in this little teeny spot over here and try to get out here in all this rushing water. So this should be interesting. This is what I'm working with as a launch spot here. And we go straight off the concrete and into the water. And as you can see, it's flowing like crazy right here. So we got to be careful getting in We definitely don't want to fall off the kayak. It's starting to get cold out here. My fingers are already feeling it. So we got to try to be careful and make sure we get in here the right way. And then we got to get on some fish. That's the next goal. All right, so we're getting back to the truck. We're gonna unload this kayak, throw the fishing rods in there, and try to get out here without getting wet. Got the new shoes on, guys. I don't want to mess these guys up. Dave's been here for a few hours and he hasn't had any bites, but we're hoping it's going to turn on as the sun goes down. As we all know, these fish like to eat right before it's nighttime. Just kind of hoping that with the next 45 minutes we can catch at least one snakehead. And I'm staying true to the whole addiction baits thing, the theme of only using addiction baits until I catch a snakehead. So whether it takes me until next spring, I am only going to use addiction baits for snakehead fishing until we get one on there. So I've got faith in them. We're going to make it happen.
Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, smelling like that bourbon, and I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect.
Got one! I don't know. I think I got me a snake. Yeah, baby. But we did it, guys. We can finally say we came up here with Dave and we caught ourselves a snakehead. Now we just got to get in its mouth. These guys like to clamp down and they do not want to open up. They're kind of hard to get in there, so you got to make sure you don't hook yourself. Guys, time was running out too. We are in the final minutes of light out here. All right, here, so I'm gonna have to grab this guy, grab him tight, try to work these things in here. There we go. We got him in. Trying to get the hook out. Guys, we got ourselves a snakehead, baby. There we go. This is probably only two and a half pounds, but it counts, man. We drove a long way up here, worked all day, had a long day, and then we come out here. We got 45 minutes to fish. That's all we've got, and we're able to get on some fish. Addiction baits coming through the very end of the day. We are in there. Snakehead, baby, that's what I'm talking about. Heck yeah. Dave's coming back. He's rushing back in here. We are deep in this pocket, but we finally got one. Look at this. They are an awesome looking fish, crazy colors. And we're gonna take this back up to the truck, and we're gonna take it home, and we're gonna do a catch and cook. Heck yeah. It was on one of the walking toads. Okay. But it was the inline spinner with the walking toad. Nice. So we've got this right here. It's an inline spinner from Addiction Baits, guys. And this is a weighted hook. And if you guys haven't, oh yeah. Little freak out action, as Dave likes to call it, the snakehead freak out. And so we've got these awesome grippers from Addiction Baits too. The handle here spins, so when they're freaking out like that, it's not going to just break loose. And these have a pretty cool locking mechanism, and when you pull the trigger here, it opens up, but when they shut, they do not open back up. And we're back in this grimy pocket with a whole bunch of stuff on top of the water. And there was this little clear area over here that I decided to throw into 3 or 4 times. And on about the 4th or 5th cast, it hit it. And I could tell right away I had a fish that time. All right, so we're out of time. I mean, it gets dark at 18:06. It's currently 18:01, and at this time of the year, when it's getting dark, it gets dark quick. So Dave and I have got a little paddle ahead of us. These snakeheads can live out of the water for a while. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it in the net right at my feet, and that way we can make it back to the ramp with it. I'm gonna go ahead and close this up. It almost protects it from flopping out. That would be devastating to catch this fish, work that hard, and then lose it on the way back to the ramp.
Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, and I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect.
All right, guys, so I'm a little sketched out about how I'm gonna get out of this body of water here, because we've got water rushing in underneath this bridge. We've got a really tight little space to get out, but Dave assures me that it's not so bad, and he's gonna show me how it's done, and then I'm gonna be able to follow his lead. So if I flip out, say goodbye to my GoPro, because I've got the media mod on there right now, and so all of the internals are exposed. But at least we caught a snakehead. Oh no, guys, that water is, it's like whitewater rafting out here right now.
That never happens.
Oh, great!
It's never coming out of the pipe like this.
I told you! Dave is just stuck over there. He's struggling hardcore right now just to get out. He even threw his fishing pole up on the bank. So I really don't know what he's gonna do. The water is moving so fast. I got this snakehead flopping around underneath my legs. We've got all of our equipment in here. Camera equipment. I really hope this does not turn out badly. I don't know what is gonna happen here. All right, he's trying to stand up. It's getting dark. The water's cold. The wind is cold. All right, it looks like he might have successfully got out. I don't know.
Think you can make it through this or no?
If you pull me up on it, maybe.
All right.
Oh, here.
Good?
Yeah, I'm gonna paddle towards you. Oh, goodness. All right, if you get me up far enough, I might be able to walk it in. All right, here, let me try to walk off.
I got you.
All right.
Good?
I think so. All right, so we got to get the kayak out of the water. It is dark out here now. We got cars riding by, and I got the snakehead in the cooler. Like I said, we got to get home with it. Right now, though, we got to worry about getting this kayak loaded up. Got a long ride home, and that's really what I'm worried about now. And then I'll catch you guys in a few seconds when we start cooking this snake up. All right, guys, so we're back at the house, and we've got everything set up. I've got the cast iron skillet here, and I need to get the oil in there. It's starting to heat up. We want to let it heat up slowly, and then when it starts to bubble, we know it's kind of ready to go. We've got the fish fillets over here, got the egg wash, and then we're just doing a flour mix with some seasonings, and then we're gonna throw it in the oil and let it cook up. So we're doing fried fish here, and super excited to try this. I've been talking about it in 3 or 4 different videos, how I wanted to do a catch and cook with the snakeheads, and we finally made it happen. Thanks to Orange 22 Fishing, Dave, and he came through. So he put me on my first snakehead, and then he took me up there to another spot, got me on my second one we got to bring home. First time filleting it, so I'm not too happy with how it came out, because I think there was a little bit more meat on that fish, but it turned out okay. Like I said, first time, and we'll just get better from here, because I feel like we're gonna catch a lot more snakeheads, and I'm definitely gonna eat a lot more for sure if this tastes good. And I have a feeling it's gonna taste good. Just talking to everybody, everyone says it's amazing. So here we go, guys. A nice liberal amount of oil. We want enough to fry the fish, not just on the bottom, but you know, the sides a little bit too. And it's not very thick, so I think this is gonna be perfect for that. We need to go ahead and mix up the seasonings into the flour real quick before this oil gets too hot, and then we ruin the whole thing. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and move on to the next step in this process. A little bit of pepper, and I like pepper, so we're gonna put a lot in here. Of course, you gotta have garlic. If you're making fish, what type of seafood? I feel like it's just gotta have garlic in it. I'm gonna do some salt. I'm gonna go light on salt. Fish, you know, doesn't need a whole lot of salt to begin with. And then to add a little bit of spice to this, very light on the chili. Ooh, that was a lot, but it was all on one side. I think we're gonna be able to salvage that. Chili powder can be very hot. All right, and then we've got Stubbs pork rub. It's a sea salt, garlic, and lime. I think it's gonna be perfect for this. And this is what I kind of want to be liberal with, because I feel like this is going to give the fish the best taste. And I know it looks like a lot on top of this, but we're going to mix it up and see what this looks like. The oil's starting to heat up, nice and hot. It's going to start to bubble here in a few minutes. So you want to make sure your fish is patted dry. So that's why I've got it laid out on these paper towels, and I've patted the top of them dry already. And you want to make sure they're dry so that the egg wash and everything sticks to them. So I've already done that. All right, so here we go. It's getting hot. I'm gonna go ahead and just smother this in the egg wash, and then we're gonna drop it in flour. Just roll it around. Get it nice and covered in it. Then we're gonna lay it in the oil nice and slow, so we're not splashing it up. I think this is gonna turn out really well. I'm kind of shocked how firm the meat is. Everyone told me it was gonna be firm, but it was also gonna have a flake to it. But you know, feeling it in person, it's a little bit more than what I expected. It's actually a good thing, because I feel like it's not going to fall apart as easily when we put it in here. Now we're just going to let this cook for maybe 2 minutes on each side. Let this stuff get golden brown, and then we'll turn it over and see how it looks. So with fish, you want it to cook to about 145 degrees. Now, fish is going to continue to cook after you take it off, so you might want to take it off around 135, 140. We'll see what it looks like on the inside here in just a second. All right, so we're going to check the temperature now, make sure we're not overcooking it, because that's the last thing I want to do. So we're right around 145 right now, so it's done. Yeah guys, this is done. So we're gonna go ahead and take it off and let it dry out, and then we're gonna eat. We're gonna go ahead and give this a shot, guys. I am gonna take a big chunk right here off the end. It's kind of hot still. Super flaky though. That looks awesome. I don't know if you guys can see that. There we go. Look how good that looks. That is just some flaky white meat. And look, I've got the crust on it. Perfect. Now let's hope it tastes as good as it looks, because it just looks phenomenal. We're gonna give it a shot now. That is good. That's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna do snakehead tacos, and then we're gonna try to do a snakehead sandwich. We're gonna try to base it off something like a Go Brits, beer battered fish and chip sandwich. That's what we're gonna do. This is gonna be awesome, guys. This was delicious. I'm gonna go let my wife try some now, because she said she would. I was a little shocked by that, because you know, everybody thinks these fish are crazy and they're just an invasive species that are just killing everything. But I'm here to tell you guys, I've talked to some people from Natural Resource Police, and they're here to stay. They told me basically, if you don't throw them back in the water, it's really not going to do anything to the population. They're super established out there. They're here to stay. So they're one of the most fun sport fish I have ever caught. And I'm telling you right now, if you guys haven't tried it, you have got to give it a shot. And I think you'll be surprised. And I actually think that you might like it as much, or dare I say even more, than bass fishing. Who knows? But I'm telling you right now, it's so cool that we can go out there and fish for these on any given day and then bring them home and eat them as well. And they taste super good. This is the first time trying it. And I'm telling you right now, you've got to give it a shot. But like I said, I'm gonna go give my wife some, and I'll catch you guys next time on GRIPN N RIPN FISHN.